meteorologist Chris Franklin. This is Fox 8 News, your weather authority.
Well, since taking office less than a year ago, there have been many challenges for freshman Congressman Joseph Cao.
One big one is the future of Charity Hospital, and the Congressman joins us now to talk more about that and more about the recovery efforts in the city. Thanks for being here this morning.
Well, thank you for having me on your show.
You were part of that meeting yesterday with FEMA. There was a lot of talk about cutting the red tape, and when it comes to the agency and the flow of federal money, what do you think came out of that meeting? Did anything good come out of that meeting?
I believe so. I believe that we came out with a couple of action items that we are going to pursue. Within the first one is a follow-up in about 3 weeks, and after that another status conference in about 3 months. But FEMA has been working extremely well and been cooperating with state and local agencies to push out a lot of projects in the last several months. Approximately 1,500 projects were obligated by FEMA, equating to more than $300 million pumping into the local economy. So I hope that they will continue to cooperate with us.
So you see the ball rolling more now than you did before. What do you think is the reason for that?
I believe the main reason is the changes at the senior staff level, the decision makers, by moving out some of the roadblocks that we had before. The new team have worked very well with us and are able to look at the Stafford Act in a new light and to push projects forward.
Okay, why did you choose to have the meeting at Charity? Was it symbolic, or was it to really show what's happening there?
My main intention was to really show what has happened at the hospital, and hopefully Mr. Walk, who will be handling the second appeal if the state decides to file an appeal, he had a first-hand experience with Charity yesterday, so maybe that will provide him with a more objective, I guess, ammunition for him to decide.
What do you think is going to happen with Charity? We heard yesterday Paul Rainwater saying, no way is this building going to reopen. Absolutely not. What do you think is going to happen there?
Obviously, that is the decision of the state. The state has made many studies with respect to Charity Hospital. So obviously there will be, the decision will make a group of people angry, while others will support the decision. But I leave it to the state to make the right decision in the future of Louisiana.
Okay, now hurricane season started yesterday. What are your biggest concerns for the season, your district and the city as a whole?
My biggest concern is whether or not we are prepared for this new hurricane season. From what I have seen preliminarily, and also through hearings with FEMA, we are much more prepared this year than we have been previous years. My main concern will be in the evacuation process whether or not we are going to have sufficient and adequate housing for people who are in need of federal support. So that is my main concern, and we will be addressing that issue with FEMA in the near future.
Okay, you're still struggling to get businesses out to New Orleans East. I know you've had some talks with Walmart. You're trying to get some big name stores out there. What's the challenge there? Is it just the fact that the population doesn't support it, or is it a perception problem at this point?
I believe it's a perception problem at this point. We have been talking to Walmart for the last 3 or 4 months, and we have been trying to convince them that there is sufficient population density to support their stores. They are doing a feasibility study to see whether or not a store can be put out there. We are very positive that one will be put out there in the near future.